Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Total Control with Huesca. So, last episode, 3-0 defeat to Atletico. I don't know. I don't think there was any realm in which we were going to win that match. And it's going to be the same kind of story today. If anything, probably even more difficult. Although Atletico were second coming into that match. But against Real Madrid, I think the mistake we made against Atletico, I don't think we were ever going to be able to defend against them, to be honest, because one, we're very bad at defending, and two, we were always just going to go and concede an indirect free kick, because that's just what we do. So I think we just have to make sure that we outscore our opponents, and we're not going to be able to do that against Real Madrid, but you never know. We've got to just do our best and hope that we're not in the relegation zone come the end of the match day, and I don't think it's possible that we can be, unless the other teams have got to play an extra game in there somewhere. Seems unlikely, though, but there's not a lot of matches in between, so this is going to be really, really difficult, particularly with the fact that still without Juan Hernandez. Like, I know I've criticised the guy, but at least he had... Like, Mango did nothing against Atletico. And I know it's difficult, but I didn't see any balls over the top for him. No, nothing. And I'm still pretty sure that there's a way for us to change the striker role to be more effective. I'm just not sure on what it is yet. The simple problem is that they don't make the runs. So many times we'll be on the counter-attack, and instead of the player getting onto that shoulder of the last defender and making a ball through for one of our midfielders or a winger, they just come short. And I understand that the idea is they come short, lay the ball off, and the winger runs on behind them. But then when the winger runs behind them, there's no one in the box to get on the end of it anyway. So, yeah, it's frustrating. And I'm sure there's a combination of tactic that you can sort of come up with something to fix that, because it is a ball ache, I must say. But then you could also argue, again, you're playing against top opposition. We can't be expecting stuff like that from the team, to be honest. Look at this, 11th best goal scorer, and even not got a bottom three defence, which is quite nice to see. We just did nothing in this match. What I would say, though, Amadou was great. Like, I know he only got a 6.8, but that's just because of the entire team's performance overall. He was phenomenal. Every single tackle, he won. We had no shots on target in the entire match. We were great down the left wing, but unfortunately they were weak down the right because we couldn't get down the right, unfortunately. Luisinho, key passes again. Toure did nothing in this match. And again, he just wasn't able to get on the ball enough. So often he was getting the ball, but he had his back turned and he couldn't turn. That was the problem. So Real Madrid played this approach, and it's not great because we're not amazing when we come up against teams that match us in terms of system, but it's better than a 4-4-2. And in addition to this, at the end of the day, it's Real Madrid. But what I am going to do is change the free kicks again, because why not? Let's try it. Let's move some of those deck chairs. So direct free kicks, I mean, honestly, I don't know what more... I think the way to concede less direct free kicks is just to not concede as many fouls. So, you know, we've conceded about the same number of direct free kick goals as the other teams that have conceded a decent amount of fouls. Maybe a tiny bit more, which is a bit annoying, but that's just a statistical anomaly. The small chance of shot ones, though. So I just set it back to the default one of go back, basically. So what we're going to change it now is put everybody on man mark. See how that works. But we're also going to put the one of the big centre-backs is also going to be Mark Tool player, of course. Fine. Okay, sure. We'll try it out. Why not? Indirect wide. Similar kind of story. This was, again, one of the ones I tested and thought actually looks all right. And in fairness, it's not this one, but what I might try and do, instead of this guy zonally marking the 6-yard box centre, have him mark Tool player. And then on the right-hand side, try it as well. Just so we take their most dangerous player out of the game. But the main issue is quite simply, AI free kicks, they always, most of the time, the ones we concede, are always, apart from that Godin one, they whip the ball to the back post and they've got 3 players that can make that run. There is no option for us to mark that up other than mark Tool players and defensive. But the thing that bugs me is when we've got the ball, I can only set one player to attack far post. Like, you have to say swap with someone. But it almost feels like when AI take free kicks, they've got 3 or 4 players that making that same exact movement. Obviously, that's clearly not what's happening, but that's what it feels like sometimes, you know? So that's what we're going to try and do today. I don't know. We'll see if this makes any difference. It probably won't. But we can't stop trying, can we? Just going to swap over to the proper one, because why the hell not, you know? Part of me's tempted to rest players, but I just don't think we can. But then we'll have a look at how fresh the team is. Given the fact that we're playing on the Sunday suggests it's going to be games beforehand, and this could be really dangerous. Yep. I mean, this is where it's at right now. Girona at home against Vallecano, and Valladolid at home against Eibar, and Getafe at home against Celta Vigo. If all 3 of these teams win, we could be in real trouble again. First one. Oh, that's the last thing we wanted to see. Girona picking up a victory against Vallecano. Oh, Valladolid lose at home to Eibar. That is massive. I thought they were going to win that. Right, now here's the big one. Yes! That is huge. That is absolutely enormous. We're now still only 2 points outside the relegation zone, so it has definitely dropped. But what I would say is we're still 5 clear of Getafe now. 5 clear. And there's only going to be 3 games to go after today. And 5 points away from relegation, from safety for Getafe with 3 matches to go. I think they're almost gone. The win for Girona is a bit annoying. I'll agree. But the fact that Valladolid lost and I've only got 2 matches left 2 games to go for them. That puts us in a little bit more of a situation where it might well just be a case that Valladolid aren't going to be able to gain enough points in that time to overtake us. And Getafe won't either. And Girona might stay out just by virtue of being outside the relegation zone at the moment. Those 2 home defeats for those 2 guys is massive. Now, we're not going to win against Real Madrid, I don't imagine. So we're going to be in this exact same position with 35 points on the board. It really is a case of 2 of those 4 are going to go down. And I still think we're in prime position with the fact that we've got to go away to Girona and Getafe and then play Alaves on the final day of the season. I think 1 win from those 3 matches might well be enough, provided we don't lose both of those away games. Handled that briefing. We're going to go positive. They're not going to like that at all, which is fine. But the hit on early crosses thing does seem to be a nice... obviously, we can't do the low crosses thing anymore, even though they liked it, but I just don't... Betis gain another point. They're definitely safe now. In fact, that might well be enough. Leganes lose again. I think that might be them relegated now officially. Hernandez is back in full training. Good to see. That means he could be back for Girona potentially. Whoa, Atletico just won the league. They were second when they beat us. What happened? I could have sworn they were second when we played against them. Have they just been on like a crazy run while other teams didn't have games or something? Yep. Oh my god. Yeah, they've just won like 5 in a row without even conceding a goal. Wow. So we just lost 3-0 at home to the eventual champions. And Levante beat Barcelona at home. Okay, that certainly makes more sense as well now. The teams at the top seem to have played a lot more games than the teams down towards the bottom. That's what I would say. Which is a bit of a weird sort of discrepancy. So, I don't even know why we're even looking at this screen. Like, their form is woeful, which is quite surprising in all honesty. We can't expect anything. But if we did come up with even a point, that would be so big. But I don't think we're going to get a point by buggering about, unfortunately. I think we're going to just have to go for it. Juanpi, no fitness concerns for him this time. He should be able to play full 90 if we need him to. Juan Hernandez, yeah, he's certainly not... He's not got the condition, but his match fitness is nearly there anyway, so he'll be able to come straight back in provided he's rested nicely. So Girona, get him straight back in the lineup. So on the bench, Rivera, Walker Peters, Chong, Woodburn, Costas, Willock, and of course Alex Gaia. Right, Real Madrid, yeah, inside forward, Toni Kroos there as well. Fullback with Adriozola on this right-hand side, overlapping with Bale. They've got 2 inside forwards, really putting a lot of pressure on our DM, but they've lost 4 of their last 5 matches by a goal to nil. And then they drew with Celta Vigo. They're in horrendous form and actually vulnerable to our system. Okay. Scout report. Only Isco, who's a first-team player, is actually out there. Good at crossing and dribbling. We know that. I think we might have to do a bit more marking today than we normally would do to go after their key dribbling players. Keeper's not good at one-on-ones, but then are we good at one-on-ones? No. So, analyst report. They were defeated at home playing this exact system, which is interesting. They concede a lot from crosses from outside the penalty. Like, there's a lot of goals to concede from crosses. More than half of them. Celta Vigo. Again, they used Bale a lot. And against Espanyol, they played a... Yeah, so that's a meaningless one. Unfortunately, the one we've got the most information about is meaningless because they played a strikerless system. So, point is, they're most vulnerable to facing our system. So, I think we just need to accept that and try and go with it. So, most assists, Toni Kroos. He's their main playmaker. So, we're going to go after him and leave Dani Ceballos alone for a little bit. Top goal scorer is Gareth Bale. We're not going to press him, but we are going to type mark him. And it's the same with Vinicius Jr. on this wing. Because they're clearly their key dribblers. And I want to make sure that we take them out of the game a little bit because they've got so much of that. We are going to press a little bit on Odriozola because he's going to be making those runs behind. Hermoso probably not quite as much. And apparently we're not going to hold back on tackling Sergio Ramos. I can definitely see that ending well. Okay. It's a free hit in a way, isn't it? Because everything in this save is a free hit after all. We know that after this match, we're still going to be 2 points from safety. We're still going to be 2 points into the clear. So why not have a crack? I feel like the chances of us being able to hang on and get a 0-0 against them are just completely infinitesimally small. Because if there's one thing we're not very good at, it's clean sheets. Although we did have a little spell where he seemed to get that sorted, and now it's just gone to crap again, interestingly. We need a win today to guarantee survival and avoid relegation. Do we? So if we went to 35 points, we'd be... But that doesn't seem right. Because Valladolid would still have 6 points available, would they not? Or is it just like a weird quirk because of the teams they've got to play against or something? That could be the case. That doesn't seem correct to me, though. 100th appearance for Gonzalo Miller. That's really nice to see. The only thing we've maybe got going for us as well is the fact that Real are in horrendous form. For a team towards the top of the league that have only scored like 1 goal in their last 5 matches. Oh my god. That's really bad for a team that good. But you know what you need when you're on a poor run of form? Particularly when you can't score goals, is a game against Huesca. Because if it's one thing you're going to get in this match, it's probably goals. So, why is he doing that? He could have played that to the centre-backs without a problem. It's a good ball in the end. It's not, though, because we just run into trouble straight away. But they're not pressing our centre-backs particularly high, which could definitely allow us to play the ball out from the back with relative ease and get things going a little bit more. Vinicius Jr. cutting all the way into the centre of the pitch, and Bale will do the same thing. Our key is to just congest that area there and just allow them to shoot from that kind of range. I feel like one of the long ranges will go in, though. My prediction is that we will lose this game to a long-range strike. But I think we've just got to take the odds on that and accept that long-range strikes are unlikely to go in, comparatively speaking. Vinicius Jr. again in space, but he's found it difficult to go past those two there, which is nice. They're getting through a lot of work in that midfield. Odriozola, but again, he's forced back in field into a very congested area of the pitch. That's just them being better than us, unfortunately. When their right back is getting into that position, like, we've basically got everybody marked up and everybody's kind of pretty consistent here. Like, we're forcing their right back into a very congested area of the pitch. They shouldn't be able to get this ball through. Like, that shouldn't be happening. That's just bad defending, unfortunately, and just brilliant play from Alvaro Odriozola. But again, we just look absolutely toothless. Maybe we do need low cross. I mean, maybe that's just what it is. Maybe we just play better with low crosses for whatever reason. Galan, I don't know why that would be causing such an issue, but Juanpi! Oh, what a chance. At least hit the target, mate. He always wants to play shorter passing. The game has been dead for a little while now, which is actually somewhat encouraging from us. Oh, go on, Juanpi! Oh, if he gets that ball in a little bit earlier, there's possibly a chance for someone to make a run across him there, but as usual, they don't. Right, just drop it off to the centre. Why is he doing that? I don't understand why he's playing those passes. Why? He always takes the pass. Why? I don't understand. I know our instructions say to distribute to both, but normal game, he will always distribute to the centre-backs because they are closest to him and they're almost always free, right? Today's game, the wingers, the fullbacks they're free, sort of, but not really. There's loads of space for the centre-backs. For some reason, he just chose to distribute to the fullbacks today for seemingly no reason. That being said, Luisinho just stands there and accepts the ball, or rather doesn't accept the ball, and then we don't block the cross, and then, I mean, he's literally just scored an own goal there, Isheta. He's just passed it into his own net. Are you joking? But that is just god-awful again. They've had one shot on target and they're 2-0 up. I mean, come on. Embarrassing. Amadou again, brilliant. Touré's been shocking because he can't get on the ball again. I might be if we mark Kroos a little bit more and press Vinicius Jr. I think we're going to need to just press a little bit more in this second half. I'm going to do what we did in the last game again and just, not the high line though, and press. Where is it? There it is. Obviously, we can't expect to be beating Real Madrid, but we can expect the team to not behave like clowns. They say love finds a way. Well, apparently, you know, Real Madrid find a way. Not that we've been good from an attacking perspective again. We've been completely toothless once more because Touré is unable to get on the ball. And that's the main problem. And I don't really know how we can get him on the ball more. Melero. What I would say, sounds kind of dumb, right? Is that Melero's got a lot of the ball. If just purely switching their positions over might enable us to get Touré onto the ball a bit more in the second half, just by switching keeping them in the same roles, but just switching their on-pitch position. Now, that might just mean that we're just going to do the exact same thing, where Melero will just end up with more ball on the other side of the pitch. But I just wonder if we can get Touré on the ball a little bit more. Are you going to press him at all? Mariano. Bale. Cutting through here. Vinicius Jr. Again, going straight into traffic. The plan is actually working. The plan of funneling them into the middle, making them take long shots, which we either block or they go wide, has actually worked quite nicely. But unfortunately, we've offered nothing going forward, and we've still managed to concede goals going the other way. Yeah, we probably do need to close down Hermoso a little bit. Juanpi again. Mango. Once again, now he's making the run. Finally! He actually made a run that time. Well played. Edge of the box for Bale. Okay, sure. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you do. Damned if you don't, unfortunately. Like, the plan of actually just, like, I mean, look at that. The plan works, but it doesn't matter if it works or not. I feel like the theory of our idea is actually pretty solid. I just think that we don't have the personnel to execute it properly, unfortunately. That and Real Madrid have the personnel to bypass our idea. Like, in theory, the idea of funneling them into a certain position, you'll note how we've not actually given them any chances in today's match. And I don't think we did. I think we only conceded one half chance against Atletico. But they find a way. If anything, instead of winning more of the ball, it's actually cost us the ball in places. Amadou, down the side for Juanpi. Go on, lad. Get that ball in. Ball across and Woodburn! Oh, the keeper saved it. Really good opportunity. Literally the best chance of the entire game goes to us, but we don't put it in the back of the net. Statistically, you'd think, if we're creating better opportunities, we should be scoring more goals. And unfortunately, it's just not played out that way this season because we've had the inability to take the chances. That's been the real issue. And Woodburn again! Oh my goody aunt. And we've had another chance. We actually could have had a couple of goals in today's game. We've created the best opportunities in the entire match. And it's Sewer now. Oh, God. And Woodburn again. That's actually kind of the one time I would want the strikers taking up that position. Look at Gaio. He's got to find the ball. Don't know what he's doing here. Luisinho. Go on, lad. Get that ball across. And it's a corner. We really mucked that potential counter-attack up there. There was an opportunity for us. Oh, around the side for Vinicius Jr. Get that block in, lads. Ooh. And that was a good opportunity for Real Madrid. How come that's clear-cut but ours wasn't? We've at least got a couple of shots on target towards the end of this match. And they've been decent opportunities too. It wasn't like just pot shots from range. We've actually had none of those. Oh, that's a lot of space. Insua clears. Toure doesn't win it amazingly. Insua driving a long way out with it and does find Juanpi in fairness to him. Juanpi's first full 90 minutes for a little while. Can he find a cross? No. Just immediately loses the ball. He's not looked... I don't know. Juanpi's just not looked on the pace still yet. And maybe it's going to take him... Maybe it just takes him getting a full 90 minutes under his belt and maybe he'll be fresh for those final 3 matches. Because that's where we really need him to be Juanpi. Like, full-on best of his career kind of performances over those last 3 matches. Still conceded some weird old goals though. But... didn't concede a direct free kick or an indirect one in today's game. So there is at least that as a bonus. But we did score an own goal and then have that long shot go in and just get thoroughly beaten from another opportunity, which was just fair enough. It was just a great piece of play. Limited them to very little chances, created a couple ourselves. We weren't that bad, to be honest. But it's Real Madrid. All you can do is try your hardest in these matches. But the chances, again, weren't taken by us. We created them. We just didn't take them. Yep, so 3 matches to go. We are 2 points outside of the relegation zone, but we do have a game in hand over the team that are directly below us in the relegation zone, which is very, very important. And then it's 5 points over Getafe, who are the next one down there. I think us and Girona are in a very strong position to stay up by now, and everybody else is totally safe. Valladolid can only gain a maximum of 6 points, which would take them to 36 points, and Vallecano are basically safe as well. Getafe can get a maximum of 9 points, which will once again take them to 36 points. So at the moment, we're still nowhere near safe, but one more win, I think, would be... I think if we win any of our final 3 matches, we're safe. So I think it's important for us to take a look at the games the other teams around us have got. I know we had a look at them before, but I want to have another look now so we can really see this. So, Girona, they're finishing off with us at home in the next match, but then they've got away matches at Leganes and Betis. That is such a... I mean, look at this. Home against us, 16th, and then away at 20th and 14th. Girona have got a real opportunity to win some matches out of that, and I think they might well do, which is just as well they're not the ones that are deep down in trouble, to be honest. Valladolid finish off with a home game against Betis. That's winnable, but then they do go away to Villarreal. I think they've really only got conceivably one more winnable game to go. And if they were to win that, they'd go to 33 points, which is why I believe that we need at least another point. Probably a few more. What about Getafe with their 3 games left? And, oh my God, they've not won since the 19th of January. They have Villarreal away from home, then they've got us at home, and then Vallecano away from home. So still a winnable game in there is us, really. Vallecano away is not going to be easy, and neither is Villarreal away. I think Getafe are dead. They're gone, I think. If they don't beat us, I think they're gone. And I think even with that, they still would be 2 points behind us. They've lost 9 in a row. 9 league defeats in a row. They had a couple of draws in there, and then there was another span of 5 matches in a row. So they're 16 games without a win, and they've lost 14 of their last 16 league games. What is going on at Getafe? I think if that form continues, which I see no reason why it wouldn't do, they've not even scored in the last 4. Getafe are completely gone. I think they are gone. I genuinely think that Valladolid... I think we might actually be okay. I don't think we'd... I think we might even be able to survive if we kept the same number of points as we've got, but I do think we need to do better than that because there's all kinds of results that could still happen. But I still think we're in a really, really strong position right now, despite no winning in the last 4 matches. There were some winnable games before that, but that Eibar victory away from home could well prove to be what keeps us in the league, in all honesty. Those Juan Hernandez headers and whatnot, huge stuff. Anyway, now is where things start to get very interesting. 2 away games against Girona and Getafe. They need to win. We need to not lose. That seems to be the way I'm looking at this right now. I think as long as we don't lose these matches... I don't know. I'm so nervous, but so excited for the end of the season. Thank God we've had some good runs in places, because that's really saved us. But at the end of the day, we've still been brilliant, considering that we've gained, what, 30-something points from... We've gained 32 points from 25 matches in order to keep ourselves in this position. And it has definitely tailed off recently, but still... it's still not a bad return of points and would certainly see us be sort of up here if we'd had that first part of the season. So that's good. So, if you've enjoyed this, drop a like. And if you're looking forward to the end of the season, drop a like. That'd be gorgeous. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.